My name is Nydia Wells-Evans. For a living, I am a leasing manager. I also founded a nonprofit organization for domestic violence survivors. I'm a widow, mother of two, as well as a full-time grad student. Okay, so I'm a two-time survivor of domestic violence. My first, I guess, incident was during a 10-year relationship that ended in a marriage. We fought every day, and it started 4 months into the relationship. A lot of people ask why you stay, why you didn't walk away. Um, my answer was always the same, because I loved him, and I thought being there, loving him, would make things better, would make the relationship change. Nothing changed. I decided that I needed to walk away because I had two kids, and I wasn't setting a good example for them staying in an abusive relationship. My second was not abusive throughout the relationship at all. It just was one day he clicked and decided that shoot me.
Nadia case was very hard. It was during Mardi Gras. We got a call that this individual was shot in the face. But it was not only Nadia, it was two other young women that this one perpetrator was targeting, all three women. For some reason, Nadia's case called and I would say an emergency meeting at the New Orleans Family Justice Center, because in her case, the perp was so smart that he had control over her phone. So each communication she was having with law enforcement, it was very hard for her to respond. We were so nervous. We did not want this ball to drop. So what we did, she texted us, and we had that emergency meeting. I called the state, because the Crime Victims Program is funded through the Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement. So once I called them and they agreed to have us do a relocation emergency application for her, we had that meeting. I drove to Baton Rouge, picked the check up for her, and her mother and father met me in the parking lot, probably around 8 o'clock that night, to pick that check up for her to relocate to a safe location just to get away. That was one of the most challenging one, because he was still on the run, and the fact that he was so smart. But our support team, including not only us, but NOPD Special Victims Witness, the New Orleans Family Justice Center, and a few more advocates. I think Silence is Violence, because they were getting ready to find a hotel room for her as well. But we were able to save Nadia by getting her relocated, she and her child.
I told him he couldn't live with me, and that started an argument that led to him shooting me in my face and my shoulder. His words were, "You want me to leave? Okay, I'll leave, but you're gonna go first." He put two guns in my face, a 40 and a 45 automatic. The 40 was mine, the 45 was his. I, to this day, still don't know which gun shot me, because they both were in my face. And when he shot me, it was actually an accident. But if he hadn't had him in his hand, it wouldn't have been able to occur at all. He put the gun to my chin here, pulled the trigger 4 times. The gun wouldn't go off, it just clicked. Each time he got mad, showed me that there was a bullet in the chamber of each one of them and the safety was off. He was upset because the gun wouldn't go off and fussing. When he put the guns together, one of them went off, I don't know which one, and the bullet went through my face. In here, out here, in my shoulder, and out my back, and into my wall of my apartment. He went with me to the hospital. He wanted to walk to the hospital because we didn't have a car. And one My arm started to get numb while we were walking and arguing at the same time. He called one of his friends to pick us up. They wouldn't come, so he called the Uber. We called an Uber to the hospital. And once he heard the story that I told the police, he left. And that was the last time I saw him. So because I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, like I wouldn't trade any of it for the world, because I feel like it made me who I am. It made me appreciate myself. It made me look at life different. And it also made me accountable for my decisions, because I decided to be with him, even though I had decided prior to starting a relationship that I was done with him. Most importantly, when somebody tell you who they are, believe them, because even if they don't straight out say, I'm abusive, I mean, nobody do. I'm abusive. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. The signs are always present. Pay attention to the signs. If you feel like it's not a safe situation or it's not somewhere that you need to be, plan to escape. I mean, you can't leave easily. I found that out in the first relationship. But plan to escape. Safety is very important. A lot of people feel like they're embarrassed to share what's going on. They don't want people in their business. I grew up in a house where what happened in my house stay in my house. So that's another reason why I stayed where I was for so long. So I would say find help, find somebody to talk to. I always, at the end of any interview I do, I always say, if you just need somebody to talk to, you can call me. My number is 504-418-7563. Please know that you are not alone, and love is not supposed to hurt.